what is it like to have Sydney Coulson on your team, and the joy, but also the professionalism too, like in that balance that she has? It's, I think, uniquely hers.
No, well, she's a true pro, number one. She's always somebody that can kind of lighten the mood, which is really good as well. And for me specifically, she's a coach on the floor and in the locker room. I feel completely comfortable when Sid is on the bench if she sees something to just take a board and draw it up for everybody, because she is like a coach's mindset. She understands the game. She does bring really good vibes every single day, and she's the ultimate pro. And it's great to have somebody like that in your locker room and on your team.
Yeah, you said on Wednesday that there were some things you liked, some things you didn't like about the Aerie, Caitlin, like double point starting lineup. Just with working with that the past couple of days, is that something you're planning to continue today?
No, we're going to go back to our original starting lineup today. That was also something specific to Golden State. We're going to go back to our original starting lineup today with Lexi back in there.
Steph, you obviously coach Alyssa Thomas in Connecticut, one of the best playmakers in the league. When using Aaliyah Boston as an offensive hub, like her playmaking, I think her assist percentage is career high this year. Are there bits and parts that you maybe take from that to kind of see if you can integrate that into Aaliyah's skill set?
Yeah, I think so. AT is one of the best point forwards that the game has ever seen. She's really a point guard mentality, point guard instincts. And AB, while it's different, certainly, than AT, AB has really high IQ. She has really good instincts. Her reads are most often right on the money. And so being able to utilize her and in multiple spots on the floor, she's probably not going to be necessarily like AT and bringing the ball down and initiating all aspects of offense, but certain aspects she can. But on the ball reversal, initiating from the post position, I think that she's a unique talent. And early in the season, the challenge was to get her to still look for her scoring, not just be a playmaker, right? And so I think that she's really starting to find her groove in that role, and we trust her in that role.
I talked to Michaela earlier today, and she was saying she's feeling much more confident. She feels like she's improved steadily. Have you seen both of those things as kind of evidence the other day in the game? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, she's been the ultimate sponge. And when you come onto, a team like ours, who has a lot of rotation players, you want to continue to learn, you want to continue to get better. She has gotten better every single day in practice. She has some natural instincts that are different than players that we have on our team. Obviously, her leaping ability, she's got really quick hands, long arms, and the game is starting to slow down for her a little bit. It's something I think that we've all expected was a steady progress for her, and she's been ready. She's stayed ready, and that's one of the ultimate compliments is stay ready so you don't have to get ready, and she's taken advantage when she's had opportunity.
Steph, when it comes to Atlanta's physicality, I know that's been something that's impacted the team throughout the matchups this season. Is that something that by now you're so familiar with them that the team knows kind of how to respond to it, what to expect, or like how do you want them to kind of come out and be able to respond to that without kind of being thrown back on their heels? Yeah, I think the biggest thing is how do we use their physicality to our advantage? What kind of actions can we run that can get us some good looks? How do we not get caught up in the physicality? We have to be slower into and quicker out of screens, making sure that we're really disciplined in those areas. And we're not going to be able to match their physicality with physicality. So defensively, we've got to be our positioning's got to be better, so that they can't get to their spots. Our denials, one pass away, we've got to get them out of scoring zones, out of passing zones, make their passes into the post a little bit longer than they would like, disrupt a little bit of their timing. So I think we're a little bit further along mentally with that, and hopeful that from an execution standpoint, we can use it against them in certain ways offensively.
You've been here in different points in your career with the Fever, and Lin Dunn as well. This time next week we'll be in the middle of all the All-Star festivities. What has Lin Dunn meant to the growth of Fever basketball, this franchise, and just what you've seen personally?
I mean, she's a Hall of Famer for a reason. I remember the stories of, Lin Dunn, Pat Summitt, Sylvia Hatchell, those guys driving around in the I didn't even think they were minivans. I think they were station wagons, at the time, and having to, take players places, do the laundry, do the uniform laundry, and, everything else. And for Lin to still be just as impactful in the game today as she was back then really speaks to just how much of a student of the game she is. I mean, she's a mentor to many, including myself. She is single-handedly one of the reasons that I'm sitting here today. Helping me learn to be a head coach in this league, challenging me still to this day in ways to grow and stretch and be better. She's lived the ups and downs of women's basketball and at every level. And she is the ultimate trailblazer, the ultimate ringleader, the ultimate pot stirrer. We're thankful that in the state of Indiana that we've had her and her legacy for a long time to be able to impact our state and specifically our organization.
One more thing on Sid. How aware of you of those off the court traits that she had coming in here, and has her voice maybe had to or has become louder maybe in the last month or so?
A little bit aware of all of that. I mean, certainly, she's the face of the league. So being able to see some of that, and I think that's something that's so good for, this is our profession is so cutthroat, right? And to have somebody who can be the absolute pro that you need, but also bring a little bit of personality and allow us to smile and help us to relax a little bit is important. And she knows when to do both, right? That's her comedic timing. She understands when to do both. Her voice has always been strong in our locker room. It was strong in Las Vegas's locker room. She's earned that because of her professionalism. She's earned that because she's won at every single level. And she's earned that because she knows the game, she studies the game, and she's impactful on every team that she's been a part of.
Steph, how important has it been for Michaela to have a veteran like Natasha to kind of lean on her first rookie year? Also, I know they both went to Florida State together. How's that relationship kind of developed throughout the season?
I think it's important for her. Tasha's like a big sister for her, right? Like she's one of those players that while KK was at Florida State, they communicated back and forth when Tasha's been playing overseas. And Tasha's been a great mentor for her. She pushes her, she challenges her, she empowers her. KK can learn a lot by just watching Tosh because Tasha's voice isn't quite as loud as everybody else's. So when she does say something, it means it. It means something. And KK watches and learns by example and just continues to grow and stay patient. And their relationship is unique. And certainly we're thankful that they have one another here and that Tosh can be that mentor for KK.
Yeah, Coach. Sorry.
Yep.
One more. So just being from Indiana, being Indiana Miss Basketball, I actually got this question earlier today, and just what it means to have the All-Star game here, and how impactful is that, especially for the city and for the families.
I think it's huge. Certainly we know that this is Indiana and everybody loves basketball, but I think the impact it has on community, not just in what it brings from a financial standpoint, but all of the areas that reach out to the youth in our city and in our state. And there's multiple camps, clinics, resources, opportunities for the community to get involved and to be a part of this celebration of the WNBA in the state of Indiana. There's a lot of activities, a lot of impact, certainly. And I think anytime that you can bring the women's basketball community together in the state of Indiana, it's really special.